Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and I'm going to file this review under It's Not New, but It's New to Me. What you're looking at here is the Kotobukiya Superpowers Superman statue. Now, if you never heard of this particular line before from Kotobukiya, basically, the whole line is an homage to old action figures. In this case, old Kenner action figures that had the Superpowers branding way back in the day. So what Kotobukiya thought was, how about we sort of remake those action figures with their likeness and just apply their really awesome sculpts and their really great paint and their just natural awesome affinity to make decent statues. And hopefully people who had these toys, who were growing up with them, will see something like this and go, wow, I remember that, and now it's in a more premium format. I'm going to jump on it. And that's where the Superpowers line came in from Kotobukiya. So what you're looking at here, this is Superman, and this box intentionally looks worn and beaten up. And you can also see like this sort of translucent outline here to sort of make it look like, hey, he's on a card back, you know, just like when you go into the store and you have the action figures hanging on the pegs. That's what it was back then as well. So they're just trying to remake that in a way. And as you can see here, it is a 1/10 scale pre-painted Superman Classic Artifacts Plus statue, which means he's going to sit at around the 7 to 8 inches tall mark, closer to 7. So let's just move this box around so that you can see it from different angles and get a better look at it. You can see that, hey, there's Superman. It looks like you're looking at the side of the blister card there, but of course you're not. You're looking at a big box. And then on the back are some of the other figures that you can get in this line when they become available, and some already are available. This particular line started in 2015, so like I said, this is not new, but we do have Superman here, and what's also available now is the Green Lantern and the Flash and Batman and Robin, and I believe in the very near future we're going to be getting Hawkman and Wonder Woman. I'm not too sure what the remaining figure is going to be. But this is Superman, and of all the stuff that I have, all these collectibles, I don't have any Superman action figures or statues at all. And it's about time I change that. All right, so let's get this guy out of the box. Hint, I already did. And let's take a closer look at him. And here we go, the Man of Steel himself. Now, I know that this particular line has some people up in arms and some people don't care. Some people hate it. Some people like it. Some, are just rather indifferent. Because this is a very simple sculpt. In addition to that, it looks like it has articulation, but it really doesn't. And that all has to do with Kotobukiya paying homage once again to these old action figures, and they even included little cuts at where the joints are where you would have articulation, but you really don't. So for example here, as you can see, like there's little cuts right here, right on his upper leg there, but it does nothing. There's no articulation anywhere. This is a statue. It's just designed to look that way. Same thing on the arms there. It looks like he might have some type of arm articulation. He really doesn't. Somewhat of a similar thing going on with his neck. You can see the neckline there. Almost looks like maybe you can tilt his head up, maybe you can tilt his head down. Spoiler alert, you cannot. So for that, some people don't like these, think, hey, maybe you should have just made a regular statue and just left this whole, it's not really an action figure thing, somewhere else. But I personally don't mind it. Let's take another look at Superman from the back here. This is a very nice cape. And let me tell you, it feels really nice too. This is a very nice feeling material. It almost feels like silk. It is definitely one of the best feeling cloth pieces that I have felt on any of the figures that I own. And this feels really good. Only thing that I don't really like necessarily is this Superman logo here. I wish that it were yellow. I wish it was like the regular Superman logo and not just this kind of tan orangish type of a color with just black lines inside of it. I wish it was a little more pronounced than that. But other than that, I really don't have many other gripes about this figure, like at all. Kotobukiya does a really good job on sculpts and on paint, and I say it a lot, but you can just look at this guy and you can see that for yourself. The little flesh color all around Superman's neck and his hand, I mean, it just looks beautiful. It doesn't look like there's any blue paint that's sort of going off and messing up his skin. The yellow paint is held up very well. This Superman logo came out very well. It's very clean, very nice and neat. This is still a Kotobukiya statue. I know it looks like an action figure. I know that it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it still maintains that high amount of quality that we are used to. Now, one of the things that sort of sets this particular Superman apart from some of the other figures in this superheroes line is that he actually has an interchangeable arm. And perhaps you've seen it before. His right arm here can come off just with this little peg right there. And what they did was that they included another very unique arm to go in its place. And as you can see, it looks like he has 3 arms. And that's because with the old Kenner figure, what you would do is squeeze his legs. And when you would squeeze his legs, that would cause him to do like this, like he was punching. That's what he would do. And that's what they're going for here. So it has a very different look. Some people like it, some people don't. I know it seems like when I let him go, he's just going to go falling like this, but I assure you it's because I'm kind of on a slanted surface. It's not completely flat. So that's why Superman is leaning over like this. But this look is really just take it or leave it, whether you like it or not. From this angle, it kind of looks cool. You know, kind of looks like he's punching really fast. But then when you look at it dead on, I understand that it could look a little bit weird or it could look a little bit cool. It really just depends, you know, on your own personal preference. And yes, this does give Superman a little bit of extra weight, which is why he was sort of falling just now. But like I said, this surface isn't exactly completely level, so that doesn't help things. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I have to show you guys about this particular statue. Now, I will say I got this on Amazon. I paid about $23 for it, which in the grand scheme of things, for a statue, especially for a statue that is this well molded, this well painted, and it just looks good. And like I said, it's around 7 inches tall. I think that that is a very good value, especially consider some of the other things that you could buy for $20 or more that won't give you the same level of detail and craftsmanship as something like this has. Now, you are going to need to be a fan of the older designs of Superman and Batman and Hawkman and all the others that are coming out in this line. You still need to be a fan of that particular design, but if you're looking for something a little more retro looking, and perhaps you don't want an action figure, or maybe you want an action figure or a statue, and it really doesn't matter which one you pick because you're not a huge stickler about articulation, let me point you towards this Superman. Very classic look. He's got that nice curl going on. The paint is amazing. And like I said, he was only about 24, 25 bucks. And if people continue to not be huge fans of this particular line, I can see prices steadily going down for him and others. But my opinion, this is great. Is the only Superman figure that I own, and I'm glad I picked him up. He is going to look great in that cabinet right back there to the left. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and for more videos like this, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, and until next time, I am Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.